In my last video, I explained how you can get your first job on UpWork, and I said this.
I struggled a month and a half before I could get my first job on UpWork. After wasting lots of time, I realized that I'm doing something wrong. And today, I want to share with you 9 tips that helped me get my first job on UpWork with a 5-star rating. Let's do this!
Today, I want to share with you my story on how I became top-rated freelancer on UpWork, what difficulties I had, and how I solved them. What's up guys, my name is Sirarpi. In my channel I speak everything about freelancing and I share my tips, tricks, my experience. Watching my previous video, everyone said, "Oh, Sirarpi, you are too serious, smile." So here's the deal, subscribe to my channel and I will smile. And if you don't want me to smile at all, don't subscribe to my channel. Hater. So here are the questions people usually ask me when they know I am a freelancer on UpWork. Why did you start to freelance on UpWork? Simply because I needed money. I didn't earn enough to pay my bills, so I started looking for a side hustle. And why UpWork? Because back then that was the only platform I knew about that I could freelance on. I actually didn't even know it's called freelancing. I just knew it's possible to earn money online with my profession, and I was really excited to understand how it works. How did you get your first job? Getting the first job wasn't easy. I spent a month and a half to get my first job, and if you watched my previous video you already know I didn't even land the very right job to my profession. Here's the cover letter that won me the job. Looking back, I don't think this is a good proposal. I have word repetition, there is no proper spacing between the paragraphs, and I tried too hard to impress the client with my English vocabulary. But overall, I told the client why I am a good fit for the job, and the client wrote me back. I was so excited. Not only did he write me back, but he also told me that I'm a good fit for the job, and this means I have a chance to get the job. If you look closely, you will see that the client responded immediately. I wrote my cover letter at 6:46 p.m. and he wrote me back immediately, and I got the job real quick. This was the only job that I got real quick. For the rest of the jobs, I asked too many questions. I had to write a test task, and because this client had a very good job description, I didn't have questions, and I was so excited to get the first job so that I agreed immediately and started the next day. How many proposals did you send before getting a job? A lot. I spent a lot of time on optimizing my profile and writing a cover letter. Until now, I experiment with my cover letters, but the most important thing for me is to apply to the right job. Most of the times, I read the job description and I see that this job is not a good fit for me. I don't like the job, the description is vague, I think that the client is not professional enough for the job, or sometimes I don't feel like doing that kind of job. And before becoming top rated, I had to spend a lot of time on looking for a job and applying to them. But when I became top rated, I didn't apply to any job because I got too many job invites and I became picky. I chose only the projects that were the very right fit for me and for my skills. And in my last video, I already explained how you can look for a job, and if you watched it, you already know how to find the right fit for your skills. If you watched that, I saved lots of your time. You are welcome. What made you believe you will be successful? I adapted to Upwork very quickly. At the beginning, I was typing digital marketing specialist in the search bar and had almost no luck. Then I realized that the clients are looking for specific skills, for example, search engine optimization, social media management, marketing strategy, so I started looking for a job with these keywords. I knew I'm going to be successful because I'm really hardworking and I am very aimed at doing my best. This was my main motivation. Of course, at the beginning, my motivation was to earn money, but then when I got started, I understood that making money is not a long-term decision when it comes to freelancing and Upwork, because I didn't have too much experience outside Upwork, and I looked at this as a chance to grow as a specialist, to have a lot of experience and enriched portfolio. And right after that, I knew I could land better jobs with high-paying clients, which this is the stage that I am now. But at the beginning, I had to work really hard. I had to work with low-paying jobs to get to the point where I am now. What was your biggest challenge? My biggest challenge on Upwork was the international competition. It's very easy to get a job in the local market, not very easy, but relatively easy. But when you are in the international market, you have more challenges than in the local market, and you are competing with international specialists, not only people who are in your neighborhood. So this means the number of participants you are competing with becomes higher. So you have to be a really good specialist, and you have to have soft and hard skills to get to the point where you are a top-rated freelancer. Have you ever paid for Connect? Only once, because I saw a very good job description. I thought I'm a good fit. I immediately bought Connect and applied to the job, got the job, and was very happy. This was the only time that I paid for Connect, but in general I don't like paying for intangible things, and especially with Upwork Connect, I'm not sure if I'm going to get a job, or if I buy Connect, how successful I can be. So I don't want to pay for something that I'm not going to get anything in return. How did you become top rated? After the second 5-star rating, I became a rising talent on Upwork, and I was really motivated to do better than that. So because all of my job feedback was 5-star rating and I had a 100% success score, I became top rated. This is the story. And the best thing for me as a top rated specialist is getting invites to jobs. You get a lot of invites and you are to choose what to work on, and you don't pay for Connects because you are not spending anything. Do you like your Upwork clients? Oh, I do. I love my long-term clients because they are really reliable and they understand you're a human being, they are supportive. For example, last May I had to undergo a surgery, and I asked one of my long-term clients if he can make an early payment. I have done half of the job, and I told them that I will do the rest when I get back from the hospital, and they immediately released the funds without telling me, oh, you know, when's the deadline and stuff, because we are human beings and anything can happen. So if it was a new client, they would be skeptical and they would never make an early payment like that. But long-term clients know that you have done your best till now, and you are going to do the same for them later on. What are your thoughts on Upwork? I love working on Upwork, and I'm really grateful for the experience that I gained on Upwork these 2 years. This is really valuable for me because I learned a lot of things that I wouldn't learn in the real world if I didn't work on Upwork. And one thing that I really like is the payment protection. I have never had a payment issue with any of the clients on Upwork so far. But to be honest, I think Upwork was a better place when I was getting started. Nowadays, they make too many changes. Of course, you have to be flexible as a person and as a freelancer, but this is overwhelming for me now. What's your next step? My aim as a freelancer is to create a community where everyone has the platform to address their questions and share their experience. Maybe these videos or maybe the groups, subreddits I created can help do this. Of course, Upwork has a community too, but my experience is not going to be limited on Upwork only, and I want everyone who is a freelancer have the chance to speak up, to address the questions and the issues they have. This is why I actually created a Facebook group, a Reddit community, a Quora space where you can share your knowledge and your questions, and also I have a Telegram channel where I share my videos and interesting information about freelancing. So if you want to stay connected, I will share the links in the description below. Make sure to check them out. And of course, I'm going to make a lot of videos about Upwork and about freelancing in general. So if this is what is interesting to you as a freelancer, make sure to subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon to get notified every time I upload a new video to Upwork. This is basically everything that I can tell you based on the questions people usually ask me, and my video editor helped me sum up the questions. Thank you. This is it. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time. Bye bye.